mesh, going to be taken down. Obviously takes a while on that pistol round, but they still prefer to keep that open, and Poppy gets taken down immediately, and then there's a follow-up in mid as well.
Just on both sides all of a sudden, and that's just Talon being able to kind of sneak through.
And I love that it's going to be Primi on that tail. The more I think about it, as we see, it's just a slow creep out, but it's a double, kind of distracting Darian, and that's all the Cypher trips gone as well. Just a fast hit onto A site. And just 2 people, never mind, it's just the round done right there, and rid of that wall as soon as possible. I love the salvos right into vents as well. This just destroys any control over mid.
And straight into vents as well, but unfortunately it's going to be Kelly's right around the corner. So once again, Global kind of aware of what's going on around mid.
Just a good block there, not being thrown off by the Yoru. Now, they haven't really explored the entire setup on B. Obviously, you see the stars, but that sonic sensor, you hear it now. Jitboy's going to wait for his team before they break it and go.
It's going to be quite tricky, especially if you aren't fully committing into this. All these stars are going to slow everything down, and it starts off with the gravity well. Global trying to fire on through into it. Crystal will be able to pick up the double now, and onto the last one, trying to fill in the gaps. It's just not quite going to work out. GE manages to put a stop to everything.
Just going to have to anchor. Crystal, does he wait, or does he go for a timing spam here through the smoke?
30
just
seconds.
going to hold.
Gonna wait, yeah, for now. Meanwhile, Darren's desperately on his camera trying to spot them out, definitely finding them towards the back of screens up. It's a little bit too late. It's all up to Crystal, who has to push up a little bit further. Now manages to take down Jitboys, and now trying to stay alive for the rest of the team to get back into the site. But look at Primi as well, though. You mentioned that utility, and he still has a very good opportunity to use it. Just waiting in case they do peek into him, but nothing found so far, and this confirms they are all inside of heaven. Primi creeps on through, but unfortunately crouched down. It's Poppy who sprays all of them down.
To just be one, there's no trade-off. You're ready in vents, and then there's the grab net. There's just so much delay.
Oh my god, Annihilation as well, alongside the paint shells. The spam comes through, Yudotan in with a showstopper, but it doesn't quite connect. They're trying to push off of the space that they've gotten, and Yudotan unfortunately falls to Governor. Governor now pulls out his showstopper, but he's working against numbers.
Oh, it's all alone. I was gonna say, I mean, at the very least, they drew out a lot of the outs from the Global side just to try to buy time if they can reset, but Governor was stuck, so the rest of the team of Talon tries to just buy time for him, and now he's the only one left. He's already used his showstopper, down to 86 health, trying to creep into the B site. If he gets a timing against Poppy, sure, but if not, this looks nigh impossible. And Poppy's just ready for it. He doesn't need to watch anywhere else because the rest of his team, is watching.
Like instantly you would have spotted out the barrel, you know, Governor went up to check heaven.
5-man stack. You've got Rolling Thunder, you've got Armageddon, you gotta dump everything you can just to even get into the site. They haven't planted a spike in a long time, and Yudotan gets Governor with the paint shells again!
Just trying to set up for it now alongside this time. But unfortunately, with their teammates downed, you can't quite do too much with the utility. They're still trying to clear out ramps, and a bit of spam from Darren just to block things off out towards the exits.
And look at the fill onto the site from Global Esports. Because you had this trip over in heaven, they could buy time until someone arrived. And there's Kelly. Yes, he gets one. He plays it safe. Once again, extra delay until he gets more support over from the rafters. Now it's a double angle over on heaven. Talon is trapped right now by ramps.
Stall locked off. Might even be an effective crossfire, but a little bit of an angle, and Cruz is able to take one down, but straight back into the site, and that's Jitboy's downed. All left onto Cruz. I don't quite know how he's going to work around this. The sonic sensor is still there, and Jitboy's right around the corner too. I mean, Poppy, excuse me.
Yeah, Poppy's just going to wait, but once he hears any sort of sound, any util, anything of the spike, it's got to be a creep out. He's going to play it safe. They're not quite sure. He doesn't want to take this 1v1, and this is so heads up from Poppy, because Cruz has to check. It's a 1v3. He needs an extra kill. Look at this angle. It's so hard. He saw the gun barrel, and Poppy absolutely outplaying the IGL of Talon.
So smart. Tried to go all in on some of these rounds, but Kelly S alongside Yudotan have been stopping them time and time again. Look at this! Yeah. The barrier mesh!
Oh no.
Oh, they managed to shoot it down though, so still able to slip on through.
He hasn't checked backside. He hasn't checked backside!
No!
He hasn't checked for Poppy! Poppy's still holding in the back of sight. The panic coming through for Talon paint shells, but he's going to skirt around it. He's still surviving. Crystal comes in for support, and now Talon's scattering across the entire map.
Oh, and there's a little gap for Poppy to stay alive in, but still flushed out of position. Jitboy's is able to gun him down. He's towards the back now. It's all up for Global Esports to try to come in with yet another retake. 2-on-2, Cruz up from Evan. Unfortunately, Jitboys falls. He swings, and that's Darian to pick up the double kill at the end of it. We end the first half.
So Flash gone. That's a big part of one of those trap plays. Now that's knocked out for the pistol. Oh, Jitboys! Okay, gets 2 out of 3, but it's a big slowdown against GE's attack.
Still though, crazy individual performance.
Oh, and I like the group up here from Talon. They're not going to send everybody just because they want to know, are they heaven? Even if they plant A, are they all on site? So getting that information is good, but you have the numbers advantage, so staying grouped up to try to make sure that they can combat wherever the push is.
And also using the drone just for added measure.
They don't know about Darion. They haven't actually gotten into heaven just yet. Ban is able to save himself, though.
Just quick as well. Baramash trying to fend off stairs, but the salvos are going to stall and slow them down. Everyone from Talon already grouping up into the site. Sight lines being held as well. Yudotan gonna try to play around the timing of it just to watch if anyone does peek out. But man, still being such a menace towards the back of sight. It's all down to Kelly. Yes, now the paint shell's in his face. Stunned up, but able to take down Primi at the very least. But then again, comes.
Does he give the angle?
30 seconds.
Shit, boys, he gets the kill.
Oh, but down onto the side, Primi falls. So Global able to flood down the site now. A little bit of screens pressure as well. Crystal up around the sides. Jit Boys with the Vandal now picked up, trying to create a little bit more havoc, trying to get a little bit more space for his team in with the Stars. Bricks it a little bit of down. Governor onto the Spectre, does a little bit more damage too, and Jit Boy swinging off the attention away, but then shut down by Kelly S. A bit of a spam through the screens, and unfortunately Cruz down to low HP will fall, and that is GE up to 11.
Trying to push them into heaven, right? You're saying, okay, the Yoru's behind you, where do you go? But now over in heaven, Governor's able to get that one kill as well. Gate crash, it's gonna be expired, and there's the fault line just delayed. Now you know, with only 20 seconds left, that GE had to make a choice. They're caught up, there's the gravity well as well. They're gonna try to fill the site.
I heard the time of it. Now you gotta worry about the back as well. GE, pressure's definitely on them. Trying to flood into the site, but look at the flash, it is ready. Primi holding on the sight lines as well. Elbow blocked off, down to the site. That's Cruz in with second kill. Primi onto the other as well. And Talon manages to strike back
into one of the sites.
Yeah, G makes a think for it. So straight into the A site, and instantly Ban kind of leaves it open. So a bit of a retake setup. The off shot does take one of the players down as well, so that's instant value too.
You have to hold on to screens because you don't have that barrier mesh anymore.
Trying to keep that there. Rolling Thunder, though, will connect into the site, but Jit Boys kind of avoids it. I mean, Poppy avoids it for now, so maybe a little bit of an opportunity. Yudotan able to spam and spray through as they all try to push out off of the Rolling Thunder. Now, it's all down to just Ban, and he's got the hop, tries to peek out, but Yudotan. Trying to go in for it. I mean, all three of them trying to go in for maybe the trade setup as well, right? Peeking off of each other, but the Boombot now comes out just to fend even more of them back. Peeking out of the cage, unfortunately, the timing of it all, it's just a setup for GE to react back into the utility that they sent through. Primi tries to stay alive into the corner, a bit of a one and done. He's able to get away with two, but it's still not enough.
Jit Boys still owning a Sheriff as well. See if he can get in range to pick anything up, but Poppy looks like he's ready to shut that down. Now look at the positions. I mean, GE all ready to just pick off these 1v1s. Over by Poppy. He's not looking. Jit Boys, does he find a timing? He does! Now a 2v1. 1v1 down to Crystal versus Jit Boys.
Just trying to hold her up around the spike. Inside of elbow. He peeks out! And that's going to be the headshot just in an instant. 13-6. Global Esports ends the first map.
Really, really well played from GE.
Alliance as well. I mean, speaking of his past experiences as a Jet, it's just right there, and he's able to hold it down again from the back of heaven. Governor down, Poppy comes back in for the trade. That's Primi gone, and you're working against numbers at this point. Yudotan gets yet another ban. What are you gonna do? Tries to slip through with a ghost, but Poppy swings out after the fault line. That's instantly the round head.
Full push in. Okay, going for the barrier mesh as well. They want to go for a full wraparound onto the A side. I don't mind it, and they will able to punish Yudotan. They punish Kelly S as well, and now Crystal all alone. Just the Sheriff, he gets stunned against the Stingers. Gets one, not able to connect onto the second.
That's a flood instantly into the site. I mean, Kelly S heard the footsteps, but with the Guardian couldn't quite fend off, you know, all that incoming footsteps. Down to the last player now, it's just Poppy, and Ban picking up that Guardian, able to make it ring.
Any double controller, it's putting in a lot of that pressure, cutting off some of that rotate, and then Ban putting pressure onto Vents right now as well, trying to go for a deep wraparound. Annihilation is going to be able to catch Yudotan. That should soften the defenses.
Poppy?
He's hiding away. They're not quite sure. Has he dropped or has he not? They can't quite make up their mind. He drops. He's not going to get that kill.
Premi holding the angle, able to react in kind. Still though, you're taking a look at how Ban is effectively lurking out from the back. GE, they try to push on through. They're still up in towards heaven, trying to make use of some of these sight lines. Crystal, he actually hears Ben. I mean, kind of thinking about it, kind of able to swing back to take him down. And there, the final shot for Darren to slam down GE. His team just kind of holds out around the spike, crews further back, so that marks Crystal. He gets off just to throw out the recon. Crystal kind of slipping through. Sova versus Sova. It's just down to the gunplay and the angles. Crystal, unfortunately, shoulder spotted out. And that's then the Cosmic Divide. But do they know that Heaven's being held?
They should now. Because you saw that reaction coming out from the spike tap, and you saw the Sonic Sensor as well. Just not enough time, and GE will have to back off. That should be another round for Talon. They're on the hunt. They got to get out of the spike radius anyway, and Kellyus will survive just barely.
It's all down to the stack and how they're able to react to what could possibly come out of the A site.
Yeah, we have to remember the slide is gone from Neon, so not going to be able to really displace that crosshair as much. But Darion, he gets tagged.
I'm out of here.
Fast lane up as well. So trying to slip on through with that. The relay vault now out. Kellyus not quite able to react with it. Second rendezvous now used, but unfortunately, just animation not quite up in time. Darren gets gunned off, and that's going to be now up to Crystal. Out from Heaven, trying to work alongside it. Kind of avoiding the Annihilation, which didn't quite connect into him, so not too bad for now, but towards the back of spawn as well. It's been blocked off. Yunotan, though, still able to land a bit of a shot.
Yeah, and sees Chip Boys as well. Chip Boys are taking so much damage. He's now going to have to hide away. You know he's trapped. And it's a two-man push out from spawn. They got to take out Chip Boys first. That's an easy kill. And the second one, good crosshair displacement for Poppy, and then a re-peek from all three members. GE with a nice retake against Talon Esports here in round 8. It's not going to happen, so you just leave the operator alone, trying to go for a fast rotate, but you're already a step late. The Neon starts charging in. Gravnet launch. Can you hold on to sight? Crystal, it's a double team between Crystal and Kelly. It's a double swing. Crystal still alive with 2 kills on the board. He's dancing around. He gets a third and shuts down the entire entry. Spike dropped on site.
Drone out to check as well. He dodges the shock dart, and that it is for Yunotan to come in with the blades. GE equalized the score thanks to Crystal's efforts.
Main.
Deploying drone.
Especially mid though, possibly through vents, but right now just dealing with Darren to force that rendezvous away. They managed to do it. Hunter's Fury out though in kind from Crystal, and there it is, back in through, and Yunotan just on the timing of it spots out Ben as he tries to make the movements happen.
I love this from Yunotan as well. He does get taken down, but it's such a forward position to try to get a read. Did they leave a main or not? Oh, but that kill opens things up. Governor could continue to be bait. He's not quite checking for Heaven. Too many angles for him to check alone. He's stranded. Talon, they couldn't make up their mind. Once Governor got the kill, are we grouping up or not? They're kind of wishy-washy, and now they're late on the rotate. Poppy should be ready for this to just buy time before the spike gets planted.
That's why that smoke is up. Another star up by Danger as well. He hears the hop and sets up yet another smoke, but now footsteps into him. He's able to swing out, gets the kill, and then the spike dropped. 15 seconds left, and Poppy still able to double back to hold down that site. 6 rounds for GE. Half right now. But then trying to come in with the stack into the B site now. Just trying to flood on through with that fast lane. Governor straight into the relay bolts. Trying to hide around the site itself. Annihilation does connect into Kellyus, but Yunotan with the off angles, a second kill, looks for the third, and trying to hold down the angles, goes in for the spray, it commits, but unfortunately doesn't quite connect. It's the Annihilation that connects into Poppy as well, so back to even numbers now. Darren on and off.
Now, last round, so you just go for it. Trying to draw their attention, trying to get them to peek, and if not, he does have his teammate Crystal. He's already now arrived at the site. But they're ready for it. They realize something's off. It's just the op shots. That's a distraction. We got to keep our eyes peeled. Darion gets one. It's a good distraction. The timing's perfect for Crystal. Now trying to scout out where the last member is. Time not on the side of GE. They still need to get the kill and go for the defuse. Tries to jump. Ban gets 1 kill. Crystal just keeps him at bay. He's trying to stick to half, but Ban is not giving him that chance. And Talon will barely tie things up in the first half. Delay. Meanwhile on the B side, just classic Jit Boys anchoring alongside Ban.
They're trying to spam through the smokes right now at least, but still not quite able to find too much. A bit of damage into towards Jit Boys.
But Yunotan, he's taking so much space. They suspect it. They'll push him back out. That's important. He's going to be able to give up that space now.
Relay back in. Craftnet out as well, just in case he was right around the corner, but able to hold out back far enough. Governor, though,
Yeah, big pickup from Governor there. Just making sure that he's ahead, making sure that they can disrupt some of the positions. But Kelly do they check for him? It's a good setup with Yudotan. It's a good crossfire. Yudotan gets the trade, keeps Kelly alive for another kill onto the side of GE. Now suddenly a 4v2. Talon no longer having any form of an advantage. There's a fault line just to keep the Neon at bay. And Kelly is just dancing in between these members. Once again with Yudotan, it's 2 kills to each name, 3 on the board for Yudo for the entire round.
As well.
It's a fast hit. Toxic screen completely ignored, and you expect to push out, but Darian not able to really clear the inside of that smoke. Good trade from Kelly but that's the spike down. Now Ban, he needs to be careful where he chooses to position himself because he's going to be open from a lot of different angles. He's just going to have to fight his way out.
Holds it from the closest off angle, but ooh, it's Yudotan that he's playing against. So instantly Spike picked up and pretty soon planted onto the side. A full 3-on-3 retake.
Now Poppy reclaiming that area as well, and he's creating another cross angle. Talon, do they suspect it? Because it's a 3v3. Do you imagine? Oh, they spot each other, and Primy's very quick with it.
So now it's out to Yudotan. Gets ahead of it at least a little. Takes down Primy. Goes in for yet another swing. Has the dash anyway, but Crystal comes in to support as well. He spots out the barrel, Yudotan, and wants to go out for the kill, but it's Cruz able to strike back against GE. The site. Such a good spot. He wasn't spotted or anything, but now GE thinking back to rotate.
But they heard him. Ban heard them start running. You look at the positions. Talon, they're still holding strong, and Jitboy's just making sure it's not a wraparound through mid. This is going to be an absolute crash, and they just have to sprint in for the spike. It's only 10 seconds left. The op trying to get a shot, and there's the overdrive. It takes down everybody as Primy and Governor hold on to the site.
Not really seeing anything yet still, though. I mean, thrown out towards the B site now.
All right, the real question will be, are they aware of Ban's position while they hunt for Jitboys? Because it's going to be a double setup. Ban already gets one. Now it's a double on the site, Yudotan, but Jitboy's still alive, and he's in position to start to back out safely to regroup. Backup has arrived. Jitboys actually doesn't quite need it. He's going to take down Yudotan as well.
Somehow inside of the smoke, and now all that's left, I mean, Crystal alongside Darian. At least Crystal on the site, so maybe looking for some kind of an opportunity. Have the spike.
Just trying to see if they can maybe get out some extra util, get a free kill with the operator. Crystal, he's going to get one himself. And Darian still watching over by Heaven, but they don't know if there's been a cross. There's the annihilation, and that's going to catch him. There's the spike all the way getting drawn out. Darian, you got to make a choice, but I don't think there really is one. The spike right in the middle of enemy territory.
No, keeping themselves inside of cover as well. There's no chance whatsoever for Derek, even getting clipped in the back as he tried to cross on over into safety. So at least the spike goes down. Crystal from long range with the Sheriff as well, still able to connect it.
Oh, you don't want to give these 1v1s if you're Talon, using that Cosmic Divide just to try to get through. There comes the 100 Fury coming out from Crystal. Is it going to be able to? No, it's just going to buy time, not really doing too much damage. Ban now already onto the side. That's a good catch with the grab net as well. And Crystal all alone just has to go for the shock darts. It'll get some chip damage in, but someone already pushed up. Yes, he gets a kill for his troubles, but the round will still be going over towards B as they hear the drone coming in. But you never were meant to fill the site. Look at Jitboy's position. He just wants to hold on to back site.
This is all GE has. It has to be the B site. Spike planted now at the very least, and they're going to have to try to hold it so far back in towards Nest, back in towards main. You're watching for the potential flanks and in for the floods through stairs as well. At least the stars are up. And Poppy's trying to work alongside them, but the fast lane's in his face. Darian just to watch his back. Darian unfortunately gets gunned down by Jitboys now though from stairs, and Poppy doing his best to try to anchor around the site. And off the timing of things, that's when Cruz comes out from the back. Poppy gunned down. Crystal the only one left, and he's way too far from the site. Sends out the recon, but Jitboys is sticking the defuse, and there it is. Talon closes out the second map, 13-9. We are going to a map 3.
The patience from Talon there to wait for Cruz to...
A lot more options for Talon as they do commit back in towards the C site. So no Shiro available, it's just the guns for Kelly's right now. Still able to track Governor down. Poppy into the back site, but Jitboys able to fight back. Now into the site, and that's where the Barrier Mash comes up from Ban to block off Waterfall. The spike will go down in favor of Talon.
Yeah, Crystal's just going to be stuck there on his own, but he will be able to survive as Talon not taking any chances. They're going to back away from the barrier mesh. They don't want to take any unnecessary fights. Ban looking for the flank. but they realize it's not going to be there. All three coming in from Waterfall. Is Talon ready? We've got the salvos online once again.
Ooh. Jit Boys inside of the smoke though, they don't expect that whatsoever. Darren able to trade back, but now 1-on-2. He's got the headhunter, but can he really connect all of them? Swings out, but it's gonna be the classic that undoes him. A bit of a tell win. Kelly S instantly calls for a bit of reaction. Crystal starting to think back in towards a possible B pinch, but Ben continuing to push up. Gets away with another kill.
And there's the barrier mesh as well, so no one going to be able to funnel in through. But Yudotan, I love this position. He has to get ahead of it. He has to get two, but he misses on that wide swing. Not quite expecting them to just not fight him at all. Governor with a free kill himself. There are the salvos, but they should be able to get out. Lots of damage taken, so Ban now takes it upon himself to make sure that they can secure this round.
Very likely bonus now, but Kelly S hearing the hops. I believe Ban has spotted him out as well, so at this point, stuck and held. Stealth drone to gather more information as well, but here comes Yudotan. A second kill and a third from Crystal now. All sheriffs, but it's still able to ring out thanks to the information that they're getting. Primi though, in with the Outlaw, knowing that they don't quite have the shields. He goes in aggressively for it. A bit of a wallbang into Yudotan, but the instant trade from Crystal rings back.
That is disastrous there. What a triple setup here from GE.
Does have a good sight line at the very least. Door open by Governor! He just sprays into Yudotan!
It's a nice forward position. Obviously, we've seen that evolve over the course of 2024. Jit Boys already through. Poppy's ready for it. That smoke. Can't just go out of it like that, but Primi instantly striking on the other side. Good adjustments on the macro rounds between the two teams. This time, Talon really brings up the speed. Oh, and Primi's just digging deep into enemy territory. This is already a save.
As well, I mean, look at how they're able to push further in towards spawn alongside that one-way. Stealth drone does alert to Jit Boys at least that there could be a push coming out. But look at how his team comes back in just to stall it with paint shells. Armageddon sent through too.
Yeah, Jit Boys doesn't really have an exit there, but Primi refills the area. The decay allows him to get a triple kill off of the Nightfall. Primi holding strong in the back of sight. GE falling into pieces as Kelly S, the last one alive. He goes back out for a fight, but Primi, another 4K on Lotus.
And trying to get ahead of things as well and just continuing to press onto that rotating door. Doesn't spot anything on the other side. And Kelly S spots a bit of a barrel and will spray down, but Jit Boys pushes back in just to find that trade. Darren receives a bit of contact in towards the A side as well, so fires off a shot, but unfortunately that Prowler forces him to rendezvous even further back again.
But it's still a wraparound. Crystal, he's ready for it. Cruz, he's not quite aware of that off angle. Crystal, can he get two? That's the spike stranded. Two members of Talon separated from each other.
Spike down.
Trying to isolate these 1v1s. Expects one more, but there's the paranoia he needs to survive. The stun just trying to buy time, but it's too close range, and Primi will close the gap.
In with the shorty. So that's the spike retrieve now. 20 seconds left. The barrier mesh comes up just in time. So it should be a really clear C hit. And the only one here to fend it off is Poppy.
But you have not dead yet. Primi has to be the bait. Primi has to go in, try to draw that fire. It's a high-low, and it's a drop down from Jit Boys. Enough time for the spike to get planted. And what happened? What happened to the annihilation? Tiny still gets the kill, but the spike has been planted.
Not dead yet, used. So Primi, now he's on the timer. At least just buying a bit more time off of the spike for Jit Boys to hold his position. Primi now pushes up for the move in towards Waterfall, but doesn't spot quite anything. Jit Boys has the Shrouded Step and, maybe a smoke to come up, but it's planted for stairs, so it's a little bit tricky for him to play against. Working alongside Primi smokes now, but hearing the footsteps, it's Darian in close range with a hit hunter that shuts him down.
They're clearing close. There's the annihilation, and they actually catch the Vice. He's just going to get drawn out. Poppy, can you break it? It's too many targets. They use that against him. Poppy outs himself from behind the pillar. Yudotan now on the site. The Sherwolf comes up and lines him up for Yudo. He's good for three, defending the site on his own. Working around the barrier mesh, finds the fourth. He's not able to land the shot, but so much time bought for Global Esports.
Spike planted.
Crystal, he wants this fight so bad, and he gets it. 2v1. Both coming from opposite angles around the site. Governor skirts around the salvo. There's only so many positions he can be, and he gets spotted, and it's a clean shot.
As soon as he hears a bit of a tell, and there it is.
Oh boy.
Armageddon sent out. It's all lined up for him. Still though, Governor tries to get underneath him and will be able to strike against Crystal. Gets the second shot. No! Kellyes denies that opportunity. Primi now going on the offensive in with the shorties despite his gun being taken away. Tries to pull it up just ahead of time to hold. But 15 seconds left is all that he's got. Takes down Yudotan, but Poppy up to the other sidelines. GE will be able to strike back to end the first half with a 7-5 scoreline.
Tree with the drone as well. No tags just yet. There's the sonic sensor. There's the GravNet band. He wants to go in for the kill. He gets one. He's trying to play it safe, but he knows he's surrounded. Needs to try to get two. Oh, just barely. Not able to land the headshots.
Still, yeah, just a bit of damage done nonetheless. Trying to hold it. That will be the spike for GE now, trying to play out from stairs with the boombot. Governor will be able to get ahead. That's Darian down. The rest of them all playing from the back of Tree. Surely with the Prowler and everything else being sent through, Talon sees that there's no one on site.
It's a good flash to try to reposition here for GE. Whoa. They're trying to hold on to Tree. Poppy gets taken down, but now both of them in the smoke. They have to separate on the site. Primi goes in. Brave spearheading the site. He catches the site of the last member, and Crystal will get taken down. It's a full wraparound retake here from Talon.
Does tag Crystal down to low HP.
Yeah, he still wants to stick around, trying to work away from that stealth drone. Peeks right after it. He gets two with the ghost as well.
Huge value found.
Just insane value off of the outlaw into the ghost. Now barrier mesh trying to block off any further rotation. The spike should get planted, but Poppy, oh, we needed to stay alive for extra value. Now it's a 3v2 in favor of Talon.
Tried to catch him off in the rotations, but without the numbers, it just doesn't quite work out too well. Position not quite favoring him either, so down to it. Primi with the angle takes down Crystal. It's all up to Yudotan. Might be able to at least get one, but still into the sights. Can this Phantom really do all the work that is necessary? Continues to hold out from stairs, but now he's smoked off. If he goes back to heaven, that's a little bit too clear. So dodges the flash and tries to re-clear through the smoke, but does he know that Jitboy's is on the other side? He anticipates it, but the spike is being stuck. Ben, he gets the round for Talon.
Oh, the plant positioning just inside the box, and he's not quite. Commitment, and then Poppy on the lurk, but here comes the pinch, and there's the hot. Oh, Poppy wins one. He knows he's in trouble. He needs to get multiple. There's the shear to keep him alive. Oh, that buys him so much time and space. Cruz, he gets taken down as well. And GE trying to turn things around here in round 17.
Spike planted.
Being able to shoot them down, Poppy. Sheer wall as well. Now continuing to hold the back lines, knowing that that's where they are coming from. And at the same time, you do have Darian on that tour de force marking down the baby door as well. So last one left, Ban, pretty much gonna have to save at this point.
Yeah, just going to hang back. All 5 members left alive. And now you have those ultimates online as well for Global Esports. One more chance to try to continue things. And we'll peek out. Okay, he wants to destroy the economy as much as he can. Doesn't matter if they finish off one extra ultimate. They've got the wombo combos. He's only going to be good for one. Oh, it tags him as well all the way through the Shrouded Set, but it's behind the wall, so they are able to save him. Counter Annihilation just to push them back. It's a good hit. Ban gets one kill. Darian for the trade, but it's an absolute mess as we see Crystal being drawn all the way to his death. Poppy left alone. 1v2. Can he shine? The clutch master. He hasn't had many opportunities today.
30 seconds left.
But this may be the most important one. Spike in range, but only 20 seconds. And look at Jitboy's position. Already trying to throw him off.
So much to consider, but if there's any time to make it happen, 1-on-2 is the time. 15 seconds, and he's going for the quick sprint into the C site. From the shadows from Jitboys, though, in towards Mound.
Got to go for that safe plant. But Jitboy should give the information of exactly where this is. Cruz is ready for the spray. Poppy gets it! Jitboy's down to 36 HP. Poppy finally ahead in this clutch. 1v1. Going round and round. Jitboys tries to smoke it off. Keep him guessing. Keep him locked in around the spike. Jitboys, he makes the wrong assumption that it's CT and Poppy! The clutch master once again! B main completely under their control until the reclear comes in from Poppy. It's all up to Poppy once again, but for now the main force looking at C site.
A little bit unfortunate, right? No rendezvous, so now backed into it through the smokes, and Primi's able to take the first shot.
Poppy's got to win this fight. He needs to open an extra option, but he can't. And look at Cruz. He knows he just doesn't have to give up that kill. But meanwhile, Crystal tries to get one, but Kelly not able to get the trade. There's a showstopper to push them away. Lands right at Crystal's feet. And Poppy, yeah, you had one clutch, but will they even give you the opportunity? 30 seconds left. He gets one. Spikes down. He has a chance. There's a not dead yet. They just want to draw time. All right, you heard the Vandal take it out, but you gotta imagine just the way that GE's been playing. There's that operator. Governor is ready for it. What a setup from TALON. And that may be the bells ringing against GE. The final draw, the op dropped, Rubble given over once again, trapped in B main. Here come the paint shells. Here comes the paranoia. The absolute chariot of TALON pushes through.
As the dust settles as well, the last two players, I mean, running out of options, but still trying to keep themselves in the game. Knowing that there is that potential op that's kind of rotating over across the map. A bit of that deadlock utility on the C side as well.
I mean, yeah, what do you do to break this? Yes, you have the Cosmic Divide. It looks like they might want to use that, but there's no reason for TALON to budge. There it is. Premi gets ahead of it as well. There's the refresh on the smoke. Okay, not fast enough. Kellius gets it. The flash is ready. He antis it, but he turns just too fast. Gives him the full flash.
So now maybe a bit of an opportunity to get the spike down at the very least alongside the Cosmic Divide, but Governor gets ahead of it. Pushes alongside the wall and gets the quick flick shot into Poppy. All down to Kellius. Comes in with a shorty, but Governor, point blank range, still makes it happen. TALON closes out the map.
There were a lot of questions from a lot of fans in maps 1 and 2. Why is Premi not on Duelist? Why? Governor looked so good on that Sova. What was going on there? But now in this map, they prove we know what we're doing. Governor closes things out. Premi leads the board. And TALON Esports will continue on forward in the upper bracket.